Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another first impressions video. Aha! Yes, that's right, friends. Today we are continuing with our exploration of the house of Anna Zworykina. Anna Zworykina, not Anna Zworykina, which I have been saying, and I apologise. I've been throwing an extra N in there for some reason. Bizarre. Anyhow, one of these is not like the others. I ordered 10, but she threw in an extra sample of something called Midwinter Moon, which is apparently a limited release and was released in 2022. We will be trying that one first. How exciting. So, let's get started, shall we? Midwinter Moon. Notes according to Parfumo are balsam fir, frankincense, myrrh, nagamotha, pine, yuzu, jasmine, clove, Fijian cypress, vanilla, Laotian oud, oak moss, azalea, bergamot, rhododendron, rose, and tuberose. Good lord. The composition is thick. It's a thick composition, my friends. This was released in 2022. So let's have a whiff. Bitter. Green, citrusy. A little bit of smoke in there. I'm getting that fir incensey. It's it's got a touch of elemy about it. Like this smoky, citrusy kind of thing. It doesn't say there's elemy in here, but there is definitely citrus. Like I'm getting the yuzu, the bergamot, the pine. I'm getting that kind of incensey, cleansed with fire. Like imagine like a citrus grove burning without the wood, or like not a citrus grove, like a warehouse, a warehouse of citruses on fire in a church. Imagine for some reason that they kept loads of citruses in a church and then the church was on fire. I had to refine that little analogy as I'm smelling more. This is actually not bad. I wasn't impressed with the 4 last time. It could have been just bad luck, the 4 I picked last time. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. Plus, this is like a much later release. This was only released last year, so. Frankincense, yuzu. Yuzu's got a very particular type of citrusy smell. It's in Issey Lodicea. So, I'm not getting Lodicea from this. That's not what I'm saying. It's not aquatic. Not for me, anyway. Oops. This is much better than what I smelled the other day, though. I must admit. It's smoother, it's rounder. It doesn't feel as stereotypically natural perfumey. Do you know what I mean? Like you can get I think it's very easy to get aromatherapeutic as far as all natural perfumes are concerned, you know. Cypress, Nagamotha, cypriol oil, like that green kind of. It's a little bit resinous now as well. This is quite nice. I'll come back to you. Midwinter Moon. Interesting. I wonder what that's about. It could be based on a book. I think there's a book called Midwinter Moon, actually. So, again, it's a 15ml perfume. It's going to be dear. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money, that. But, yes, I was quite enjoying that, actually. So, that is good. Good news. Okay. We will move on. Next up, we have one of the perfumes that drew me to try this brand. And this is Cuir de Russie. I did think about trying this just straight on skin, but it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be scientific anyway. Not that there's like a lot of scientific standards going on here. But I'll try it on paper, but I'll be almost certainly trying this on skin, even though, like, I haven't even tried it on paper yet. It'll be going on skin at some point. Oh, it's turned the colour of that paper. Let's see what you've got. It's stained the sprayer as well already. There's not a lot in that sample, is there? The samples, you don't get a good wear out the samples, I'll say that. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. Okay, released in 2009. Top notes: birch, absinthe, galbanum, bergamot, neroli, lemon, yuzu. Middle notes: tobacco, jasmine, rosy, lang. That's very Chanel-y. Those mid notes are very Chanel. Base notes: castoreum, labdanum, agar wood, oak moss, patchouli, vetiver, sandalwood, and vanilla. Okay. Huge dose of absinthe, giving it this kind of cleaning, alcohol-y kind of vibe. Galbanum, again the citrus, the bergamot, the lemon. I'm getting the sharpness of the lemon, bit of yuzu. The absinthe is dominant in this. There's a depth behind it. I'm getting the tobacco. I'm getting some of the jasmine. I'm getting like the heft of the castoreum. I recognise that castoreum from a perfume from the other day, which I can't. Honey and tar. There's a sourness. If you're expecting Chanel's Cuir de Russie, like I was kind of, like a niche indie Cuir de Russie, you are not going to get that. It's quite woody. It's got that. Galbanum's quite a musty green sort of smell, and it's got that too. I'm getting oak moss. I'm not getting a lot of birch. The heart hasn't done anything as far as, like I said, it was very Chanel, the heart. This doesn't smell like a Chanel. Huge galbanum. The absinthe is dominant at the beginning, and then it dies back and it leaves this kind of, it leaves this lemon bergamot thing, which then recedes as well and leaves the galbanum. It's a busy beginning. Getting some florals. Starting to get the jasmine more. A fucking bird outside keeps scaring the fuck out of us. Labdanum. It's got a freshness, like it becomes quite well. It becomes like all of those notes I mentioned before: the absinthe, the galbanum, the bergamot, lemon. They all sort of combine together so that you can't pick them out individually, to the point where they just give this effect. And it's like a fresh citrus effect with like this kind of sour tinge from the absinthe. I fucking hate absinthe. Oh, I can't drink that shit. It's crazy. People who actually like drinking that, there's something wrong with them. It's bonkers. Good for you if you can, like, but fuck that. Okay, so it's cream now. The main note I'm getting there is galbanum, if I'm being honest. I'll come back to it. I will try that on skin, though. You're going to call a fragrance Cuir de Russie, you know what I mean? But there is more than one way to... there is more than one way to have a Cuir de Russie. You don't just have to have the Chanel way, you know? Okay. Next up, one that I am looking forward to trying, simply because of the name. Hold My Pipe. Yes. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I've got to be honest, so far, those two, enjoying this experience much more than I was the other day. Could have just been those three fragrances on for me. Sharp, bitter, herbal. I felt like, you know, when someone wakes you up by opening the curtains and like the light shines in, you're like, oh God, you know, stop that. That's kind of what I felt when I was smelling those the other day. These are much more something I am like in line with my taste. So let's see. Hold My Motherfucking Pipe. That's not the name of it. It's called Hold My Pipe, but you know. Ooh. This is quite a dark fragrance. With its darkness. Hold My Peep. This was released in 2021, so it's quite new, this actually. Tobacco, labdanum, cloves, tonka bean, artemisia, Peru balsam, ylang ylang, vetiver, thyme, oat moss, cardamom, nagamotha, pine, gaiac wood. That's unusual. I think osmanthus is an unusual note anyway. This has got some... What do you smell like? That's getting me, like... I don't want to say it's setting off me gag reflex, but it's getting to the back of me throat a bit. cardamom, osmanthus. Like tobacco, but like Tonka tobacco thing going on. I'm starting to get much more of the tobacco, like a freshly used pipe. Ylang. And then you get this bitterness. There's this bitterness from like the Nagamotha pine. I'm getting a lot of osmanthus from this. If you're an osmanthus fan, I think you would really enjoy this. Like, it's very distinctive. It's got this, like, I recently got given a packet of tea from China, and it's like osmanthus. It's got that kind of smell to it. Sourness. I'm getting a sourness from it. For me, the dominant note is getting a bit of the Artemisia now as well. That is mucho sour, bitter. But like not in a mouth-watering kind of way, like in an off, like an osmanthus kind of way. Austere. Old wood. Tea caddy. Old wooden tea caddy kind of thing, you know? I like it, but it's got a very dry tea, not like a tea drink, but like the actual, like the grind, you know, like the stuff that goes into the tea bag. Very dry, a little bit leathery. I get huge osmanthus from that. Artemisia. A lot of that kind of sour green. Old kind of vibe. It's interesting. It's interesting. Okay. Last but not least is another one I was attracted to by the name. And this is 2011's Revenge. It's not the Revenge of 2011, but it's a perfume called Revenge from 2011, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what you think. So, Choya Loben, Wormwood. Big fan of Wormwood, aren't you, Anna? Big fan of Wormwood. Sandalwood, Galbanum, Neroli, Jasmine, Labdanum, Vanilla, Orange Blossom, Rose, Costus, White Cedar, Oak Moss, Bergamot, Tarragon, Basil, Iris, and Ylang. Good grief. Choya Loben. What are you? No idea. Looks like some kind of dry... Looks like it's popular with indie brands as well. That's stained the card. Not that I'm like bothered about staining the card, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. The Hold My Pipes being the most... colourful one yet. Oh, I got a banana kind of vibe from it. Instantly I get this kind of citrus banana kind of thing going on. What are you, Choya Loban? Let's look you up on the old Google. What does Choya Loban smell like? Smoky, sweet, resinous, woody, balsamic. So I get this kind of banana-y kind of thing. Sweet, yes. A little bit resinous, a little bit milky. You know those banana sweets you can get? They're about 1.5 inches in length, and they're really ye olde sweets. And they're chewy for a bit. They're dry on the outside. You'll know what I mean. If I had one, I would show you. I'm getting some of the jasmine now. Sourness from like wormwood, galbanum. Wormwood's been a bit of a theme today, hasn't it? Whatever that Choya Loban is, it's doing things in here. That is very interesting. It's getting a bit more musty now. Like an old person's house. You know, when old people don't like redecorate or anything, and like the smell of their kitchen or the foods that they've had gets into the wallpaper and the paint and the tiles of the... It's got that kind of thing. A little bit soft. Could be the ylang-ylang given that kind of... I think the ylang-ylan's got like banana-y kind of facets as well. Tarragon, basil. Sandalwood. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Cedar. Interesting to know why she called it Revenge. Irisy kind of vibe now. Not getting a lot of the white florals. The jasmine's very well behaved. It's not like a pissy jasmine. It's not like an evil jasmine, the type of jasmine I don't like. No, it's not that. You can hear the ghosts are kicking up a bit of a stink, but there we are. Interesting. Choya Loban. I wouldn't mind smelling some Choya Loban by itself. That was very interesting. I enjoyed that. I don't think I would wear it. But I enjoyed it. Like, part of me wants a good banana fragrance, and then like the thinking part of me thinks, what? Why would you want a banana smelling fragrance? You would smell like a banana, you banana. Do you know what I mean? So I would like one just hot, like the Nivea cream perfume I've got. It just smells like Nivea cream. It's just fucking, it's just brilliant. Excuse me. Okay, we'll go back over them. Let's have a look. Midnight Moon. What is your moon? Oh, that's got quite metallic. How interesting. Incensey. Drier now, though. Dry resin kind of thing, It's good that's actually more like a perfume than it is than like the other four I tried the other day, which felt very, what they're called, aromatherapy-ish, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, next we have the Cuir de Russie. How do I feel about you, Cuir de Russie? Let's have a look. Right, so that's a lot more smoky and leathery now. Dark. I imagine this one's quite popular. That opening was bananas with fucking absinthe in it. I don't like absinthe. But, yeah, it's quite dry, dark, smoky. Leathery. I like that. That's definitely going on skin, friends, I can tell you. Hold My Pipe. It's much more tobacco-y now. Much less sort of like flower, herb, dry. I think I'll try that on skin as well. Still, it's very austere. But I like this as well. Shock horror. Much more my thing compared to the others the other day. I'm much more impressed. They are extremely high prices though, so we'll wait for the end to see what... we'll wait for the end of the sample series to see and my final impressions of Anna Zworykina. And then Revenge. No, not for me. I don't like that. Smells like Grandma's kitchen. A little bit of staleness about that as well. So, there we have it, my friends. Just try and keep it under half an hour this time, shall I? Yes, I have enjoyed today much more than I enjoyed the other day. I've only got 3 left to do after this, and they are Shiny Amber, Young Cossack, and Coffee and Chocolate. So I think we can all agree they all sound very interesting. I'm just putting these away before I sign off. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.